here?
I've been working here about 5 years.
5 years?
Yes.
You like it here?
Yeah, I mean...
Before itsannemoore would clock in nearly 500,000 Instagram followers for two very important reasons.
I made it.
Before Annemoore would get shoutouts from World Star Hip Hop and collaborate with Damn Longneck, Blessing Awodibu, Damn Wideneck, Supreme Patty, and more.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
Before Annemoore would sit down with an interview with little old me. Are they real?
Here we go.
That's right, for this one, Annemoore actually took some much needed time off from bouncing her boobs to sit down with me and give me all the tantalizing details about her come up. Now, after struggling to find fulfilling work as a cashier in retail and at a jewelry store, well, she was looking for a way to take her music career to the next level. Now, she's always been producing music since she was a kid, and she's actually made a lot of moves as a singer-songwriter in Miami. Now, in today's day and age, if you want to get your name out there as well as bringing them eyeballs, well, you gotta do something a little out there. And it was Anne's first video that she posted to Instagram that went viral. Now from there, she decided to build a fan base for herself so people could find her talents, not only her assets, but her work as a pop star. Now I got down to the nitty gritty, asking her everything, and although she's currently not looking for a man, I do have some good news. She's one of 7 sisters. Yeah. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCrudden, documenting the life and career of itsannemoore prior to fame. Here for you, of course, on Before They Were Famous. Now, I've done interviews with some of her collaborators, including Longneck, Supreme Patty, and Kush Poppy. You can check those out on the channel. And now I'll see you guys after the intro. Hey, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Boom! So typically I talk about the celebrities. It's not every day that I get to interview them. Today we have the beautiful Annemoore.
Hey.
Woo! You are a gorgeous woman.
Thank you.
Your whole life, I am assuming people have always complimented you on your looks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, you're taking full advantage. I've been loving all your work. You're blowing up on the gram. You're on World Star Hip Hop. You're collaborating with some of the biggest stars.
Yep, thank you so much. And it's actually it's surprising, it's shocking. I never knew I'd make a living off of bouncing boobs, but hey.
Well, if you've got a gift and no one can do it better than you, you might as well run with that.
Exactly.
So this is kind of like a new career for you. I feel like you've just kind of popped off in the last 6 months.
Yeah, I wouldn't say too much of a career. I'd say like a jump start off of like what I really plan on doing, but I'm glad that people find what I do now as something that they could stick around to see what I bloom into.
Amazing. I think big things are gonna come. I'm in your comment section. I'm like, this girl's gonna be a star. And I've seen so many different people come from different facets. I know if I was to bet money or invest in a stock, I'd be investing in you. I could see you doing big things.
That's awesome. Thank you.
So as we do with Before They Were Famous, we're gonna roll back the clock. We're gonna find out who you are, where you came from, what got you motivated to do this kind of stuff. So let's start with your birthday. Like, when were you born?
I'm 22. I turned 23 on July 25th.
You are a spring chicken.
I like saying summer more.
Okay.
I'm a summer baby.
Yeah, totally. And you're from Miami?
Yes, Miami 305, born and raised.
Wow, I know that from Ludacris's area codes.
The 305.
Yeah. So what's that like? That must be an amazing place to grow up in.
Yeah, I mean, it's hot all the time. We don't really get winters here. So in wintertime, I'll be wearing a bikini per usual. But it's awesome. It's live. It's artsy. Wynwood. I mean, it's just a beachy day every day.
And
so definitely the place to be.
There's tons of like artists that stay there full time. I know you've hooked up with the Supreme Patty boys, but like rappers at nightclubs.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Like everywhere you go, it's good to network. It's good to talk because you never know who you could be sitting next to. Everyone does something, whether it's music, painting, famous for their necks. They're here.
And what kind of did you grow up in a condo or did you live in like in a house on the beach?
I grew up actually in a 3-bedroom house with 6 other sisters, at least like 4 of the cousins. It was big. big family in a small house. But now, I branched off. I'm older now, have my own space. So it's levels to this.
You're telling me there's 6 sisters?
Yeah, I'm the middle child of 7 girls.
Man, there must have been boys climbing up all over that house and hiding out in the bushes.
Yeah, it was a lot of grandmas watching us and a lot of gorgeous gals coming out of that house.
Oh my God. What's the age difference between you and all your sisters?
I'll say for all of us, it's about 2 to 3 years.
Wow. Not one boy.
Not one boy.
How did your dad handle that? Was he just like, oh my God, another one?
Well, actually, out of the 7 of us, it's 5 different fathers, and mine, unfortunately passed when I was like in the 5th grade.
Wow. Sorry, that just got serious real quick. What happened?
It's all good.
It's all good?
All good. Like he's walking with me in spirit. I'm gonna be very successful. I already am.
Yeah, he's supporting you, I'm sure. Were you close with your dad?
Some phone conversations. He actually stayed out in London from what I believed, but I'm not too much of I'm family orientated, but when I was growing older, like I feel like my sisters were all that I needed. I didn't even live with my mother that much. I stayed with my grandmother, and she was always at work. So I was more like my sisters,
Yeah, you raised each other.
The absence of parents didn't really bother me.
Wild. Now I got to imagine you've gotten some of your good looks from your mom. If she had so many fellas around, she must be a babe herself.
Yeah, being that you see my Instagram, I don't really have the bottom half loaded 100%, but my mom is definitely packing on the top and bottom, so hopefully I kick in sometime later.
And then, so what were you like in school? Were you like the class clown, or were you studious?
Definitely not the class clown. I did have a sense of humor, but I was and still am a nerd. I had AP college courses. I was in gifted classes. I'm very smart. School isn't for me, but book-wise, like book smart, I have that down pat.
I love that. Now, a lot of people, like, when they see creators online, they'll like tear them apart or say the most negative things. But here we have like a woman who could have followed academia, and she was in the gifted programs, but that's how I find like the most talented people get ahead, because behind the scenes they're a genius, and then they just know how to entertain an audience.
Exactly. I was always a people person.
What about modeling? Did you ever get into that?
I've always been the model type chick, never like professionally, but I've always, got hit up from, by photographers. Hey, can I use you in a photo shoot? And I'll be like, sure. I'm tall, slim. So I've been doing that since probably like, I'll say I was 16.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Thanks.
And then, okay, so you were working some jobs here and there. Did you do, after high school, did you go to like college or any of that stuff?
Definitely not. I actually, my mom's gonna get mad when she sees this, but I dropped out of school when I was in 10th grade. My grandmother thought that I was being homeschooled, like doing my virtual schooling, but I didn't. And then, I hope I don't get these people in trouble. But I had a principal that she loved what I was doing, like, cause I primarily make music. And I told her, I engineer, I work in the studios, and she just loved what I was doing. She also understood that I was very smart, and she was like, why don't you want to go to school? I'm like, I just don't. But for my grandmother, I needed my high school diploma. So me and her talked, she pulled some strings, and I got my diploma.
Wow. Yeah, that is really smart. It's like you beat the system.
Yeah. I hope I don't get in trouble for that, but yes.
It's the internet. Don't worry, no one's gonna see it. Tell me about the music. I didn't know anything about your music career.
From when I can remember, I was 12. I got a laptop for Christmas, and I downloaded Audacity, which is a music engineering program. From 12, I was already engineering myself in my room, making little songs on, freestyles, remixes to artists that were big back then. Well, they're still big now. And I'll say from 12 to like 17 is when I actually got into my first studio, professional studio. Next thing you know, I'm engineering artists in Miami, engineering myself. I'm doing songwriting for local artists. And you know, when you start in the music industry and you're like, I don't like waiting on anyone. So I started doing just everything on myself, like on my own. I started engineering my own music, writing my own music, doing my own graphics, logos, websites. I just started doing everything. So that's where I found my passion, because it's not like I was doing something I didn't want to do. I was doing something that I loved doing, and I just went in.
I can feel it. I can feel the energy, the passion. This is, so the boob bouncing is just the beginning of a much bigger plan you have for us.
The boob bounce happened on accident.
What?
I did not know I was going to be known for bouncing my boobs. That happened on accident.
Tell me, what happened?
So, we filmed the skit with me pouring syrup on myself. And right before that, I wanted to bother the waiter just to pump me up, get me loose, just to feel comfortable. So I stopped him and just out of numbness, bouncing my boobs, seeing if he'll make eye contact. And he did. He made eye contact. Whereas other people in the restaurant, they're staring at my boobs. And
I watched the video. I had a hard time keeping eye contact. I'm sorry. He's a different type. I don't know what he was doing.
I don't know what he was doing. I'm like, I thought I had you there. We had to cut the film early. I'm like, yo, I had to stop. I'm like, what happened? Like, why aren't you staring? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, did you not see all of this going on? And he's like, yeah, but so
wow.
That was
right away, that became a huge, like, I've actually scrolled back to see your oldest video, and that's kind of where it starts now. So all of a sudden you knew you had some kind of viral hit on your hands.
Yeah. I honestly didn't know that would go viral. That hit, the last time I checked, it was at 17 million on Twitter.
Stop! Oh my God. Yeah, that'll open a few doors.
Definitely.
And then, of course, now you've taken that to new heights. I've seen you on a balcony. You've made the boob bounce a craze.
Yeah, I just want to, every funny way. I'm not trying to lean in towards the sexual side, because my music is completely opposite. So I'm trying to make humor out of the boob bouncing without it being too sexual.
Yeah. I know, I get that. Before we started this interview, I thought you were going to be a comedian. I thought that's what your future plans were, but the music's new to me. What kind of music do you do?
So I make every type of music. I don't really like boxing myself in. I make pop, I make country, I can make rap, R&B, just anything. As long as the beat and the sound is great, the words just come out. So as of right now, I make pop. I specialize in pop. Kids that, could sing along to my music.
Cool. Would you put yourself in a genre of you'd be like in a Katy Perry kind of pop way, or?
I like to compare myself to, I would use Katy Perry. I could use Janelle Monáe, Adele, Lady Gaga.
Tell me, is your music, can I stream it online? Is it on SoundCloud or anywhere?
It isn't yet. I'm just building up my fan base right now, but as soon as it gets published, I will send you a link. But I'll see if I can send you a clip at least.
Ooh! Okay, guys, we're gonna get that clip, but when the link is available, I'll add it in the description down below.
Broken baby, broken baby, I can tell you why. I can tell you why. Yes, I can tell you broken baby, you're broken baby.
Okay, so what does your family think of your newfound fame and you being this online star?
Ooh, so let's start at, I have an island background. I'm the first generation here in the States. My family is from Guyana. So I'm Guyanese, Chinese, and I'm Brazilian.
Wow.
And the Guyanese in my family they don't, this is ag. So the family members that have seen this online, because it went everywhere, I got contacted by a sister. She's like, you're so much better than this. You're so beautiful. Why do you feel like you have to do this? And I'm so strong-minded that I didn't even respond to the text message because I ultimately know what I'm doing. You know, this catches the attention. But as far as my family, hopefully my grandma hasn't seen it yet and never will. But yeah, it's a no-go for my family.
You know, I paid off my student loans reporting on porn stars, and my mom's like born in, like, she lives in the church, so she's like, I can't support you, but like I paid off a lot of debt with just a couple videos.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like, soon I'll be able to pay off my grandmother's bills and buy her a house and a car and just my whole family. I'm like, I don't even explain myself at the time. Like, I'm just letting them, you know, let them talk, because I'm gonna be the first millionaire, trillionaire in my family. And then they're gonna be like, what you do? I'm like, I shook my boobs and I didn't care what anyone said.
For sure. Plus, sex appeal is absolutely everywhere. Katy Perry can't put out an album without bouncing her own boobs, so you're not doing anything no one hasn't done before.
Exactly. There you go.
So tell me about the men. There must be a lot of dudes that are filling up that DM.
OMG, I have the most craziest DMs ever. A lot of my followers feel like I don't, you know, at least go scroll through, but I do scroll through when I get time. And I have stuff as far as paragraphs of what they would do to me if they were to ever see me in person. I have pictures. I have videos. And yeah, it's just a bit much. It's a bit much.
Men are just such scoundrels. Like, for the men out there that are sending her photos of your genitalia, she can go look at you and your account. You probably have a wife or a girlfriend or a mother, so she can send those back to your family. Kids, proceed with caution.
Definitely.
Like, what do you think about the dick pic? Like, do you like those?
You know, it's funny that you mentioned some of them have wives and stuff, because that's what some of them, I go click on their profiles and they're married, they just got engaged. Like, their profile pictures, their posts does not match what be in my DMs.
Oh!
So, definitely, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, what would your wife think of this? And there are some guys, they're like, hey, what's up? Threesome with me and my wife. She's cool with it. I'm like,
And so, I've seen you've collaborated with all sorts of social media stars. Blessing, he's an Irish guy, right?
Yeah, he was so dope and hilarious.
He seems it. Me and him are supposed to. I'm supposed to interview him. I can't believe he's Irish.
I mean, like, his accent alone, when he was like cursing during the skit, was hilarious. But he's very well-grounded, well-spoken, funny.
You guys look like you'd be the perfect couple. You're almost like superheroes.
Really?
Yeah.
The big boobs and the big biceps and triceps and stuff.
I was like, there's got to be some sparks on the set for this one. I felt like you guys were a good match.
Oh no, see me, like, I'm very to myself. I feel like I have a lot of growing to do. I don't date, and people might find that as like weird, being that I look like this. It's probably shocking to a lot of people, but I don't date. I don't have a boyfriend. I don't have a fiance. It's just me. Wow. I don't flirt. It's just me.
Wow. A lot of hearts just broke simultaneously.
A lot of hearts were probably like, maybe I have a chance.
True. That's true. I was excited taking this call. I figured you'd have a man, but it's good to know that. What do you look for in a man?
I'm a sapiosexual. I love to like be taught things, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean just book smart. It's just the way of living. I didn't grow up with my father actually there, so there's some things that I've learned from an uncle or that I've learned from a sister's husband, and I'm like, oh wow, and I never looked at it this way. That I feel like if I was to look for a man, I'm like, I hope he can teach me something that I can't read in a book.
Obviously, someone who's got their shit together.
Definitely.
Would you be more into like the businessman or the rapper?
See, I could get both. because there are men out there that understand me as an artist. I'm a business rounded woman, but I make music. So if I could get both in one, that would probably be the perfect, because not all businessmen understand the artist life. They don't understand the touring. They don't understand, I have to show my boobs. You know, they won't understand that. Whereas the rappers, they understand, like, sex sells. Let's make this money. I got to go on tour. I'm sorry I have to miss a birthday or a Christmas party or whatever. I'm, you know, setting a foundation for my future, my kids' future, etc. So
I love it. I feel like Prince Charming's watching this video, and when you two do find each other, I would like to be your Chris Harrison. I would like to be the host of your marriage.
Put a ring on it.
And then how did you hook up with Supreme Patty and those boys?
Okay, so this is a funny story. My manager, he actually was contacted by Long Neck to link up in Miami. He needs to get to Supreme's Patty's house, and my manager was like, cool, that's fine, I'll take you. So before we took them, I took the ride. We stopped at the beach, we had lunch, and at the time I never did anything with the boobs. My Instagram was not where I started off. My Instagram at 400 followers. Let's begin there.
Wow.
It was just a normal sit down lunch, and we're gonna drop them off. We walked on the beach, we took a picture, and I'll say like 2-3 months later, I'm popping now. I hit him up. I'm like, hey, Long Neck, let's do a skit. He's like, sure, come over. I get over there, and the whole time I'm there, he doesn't realize that he's already met me. Yeah, we're just chilling, you know, we filmed the skit. Kush Poppy's there, Wide Neck's there. I don't think Supreme Patty was there at the time. I think I met him the second time I went over there. But towards the end where I'm about to go, I'm like, so you don't remember me? He goes, what do you mean? I'm like, you don't remember my manager? We're the ones that dropped you off to Supreme Patty. So I was like, that's you? I'm like, yeah, that's me. It's like, wow. He was stuck. He was frozen for a second.
Now, what about you? Have you been getting spotted and people recognizing you?
OMG, yes. I forget sometimes that I'm this person on Instagram, because like when I'm out grocery shopping or just getting clothes or shoes or whatever, I get stares. I get the stares and then a phone and then a stare back. I get, hey, you're that girl that shakes her tits. And the one thing that kind of like, I was like, I didn't know how to feel about it. It was like, she was probably about 8 years old, a little girl. She comes out of a restaurant. I'm about to walk in, and she stops, stares at me, and she just goes like this. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's 8 years old, and her family's looking back like, huh? They didn't even know. So I'm like, I just wave and I walk and mind my business. Amazing. But the fact that people, you know, they recognize me, they acknowledge me, it feels great.
Yeah, all those eyeballs are gonna pay off definitely down the road, and you got fans for life. I'm really proud of you. I got one more question I have to ask you. I know the answer, but I know someone watching this video is gonna want to know: are they real?
Here we go.
My boobs are 100% real. I've never had any type of surgeries done. No lip, nose job, boobs, butt, thighs, nothing. No lipo. No fat transfer. These are natural. A gift from God and my mama.
How big are we talking?
Okay, my double D bras are getting kind of small. So I'm like, triple D's. I'm heading on that side now. I was flat chested. I was no ass, no hips, no nothing. And I'm 22 now. 17, I just woke up one day and they're just... So I'm like, yes, I got something.
And I bet if you're flat chested growing up, I know boys tend to tease girls. I'm sure there's a few guys that are a little jealous now of that they let you get away.
Oh, they're in my DMs as we speak.
Amazing. Congrats to you. I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. Undoubtedly, you're gonna hit 1 million soon, and we're gonna get some music. So really exciting time for you.
Thank you so much. And yes, I'm looking forward to what the universe has to offer. And yeah, like I can't wait to see where this heads. I don't want to say can't wait to see because I stare my life, But I'm so glad that you invited me for this opportunity, and I can't wait for our next meet and greet.
Oh, I'm gonna, if you don't make it to Canada, I was just hanging out with Mills and a few of those boys like not too long ago, but I feel like in the next 4 or 5 months we'll meet in person.
Definitely. I wouldn't even say that long. Like I'm heading to Atlanta tonight, and from Atlanta it's LA, from LA it's back to New York. Like I'll be everywhere. So I'll say within the next couple months.
Amazing. Well, if you're not following itsannemoore, she's on Instagram, she's on Twitter. Where else are you?
I'm on Twitter, itsannemoore. I'm on Facebook and more. YouTube, the link is in my bio, and my YouTube series start next week, Friday. So we'll be doing giveaways, and you could have one-on-one talks with me. I'll be giving away free vacations to come to Miami to hang out, get in the YouTube channel, and vibe with me.
What? This girl's doing giveaways! She's gonna put me out of business. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up this video here. Thank you so much, Annemoore. It's been a blast. Be sure to check out all her links. They're down below. And I look forward to meeting you in the future.
Looking forward to meeting you too. Thank you.
Mwah!
I'll put it up from here.
Oh, God, that's good. That was the best. Okay, bye.
Thank you.